It's Jennifer Victoria Bell, and if you don't know me, if you're not familiar with me, I'm the founder of the Stellar Soul University, and I am here very specifically to help energy healers and really to embody their worth and to begin to understand that they're anchoring the future of healing now. And I'll talk about that first before I offer the live healing transmission. So, what I want to share is that, um, we're in, right, this great spiritual awakening. I'm sure all of you feel that, like, and realize that. And I'm sure you're going through different layers and levels of your own awakening. And a lot of you are energy healers on top of being coaches, on top of being, this great source of support for your clients. However you do that, whether it be through your intuition and psychic readings or coaching or as a guide or an oracle, whatever it is. And because these energies are awakening. So there are a lot of things that are happening. Our consciousness is awakening in a different way, and that allows us to perceive the richer connection to all of light that exists. And we're moving into the Aquarian age, which is the light age. So what that means that as we're doing energy healing now, this is a futuristic technology because there's no way to actually tell if we're in the Aquarian age yet. We're making this leap into the Aquarian age, but there's a lot of speculation as to when the exact date of, here we are in the Aquarian age, but we certainly are in the season of Aquarius astrologically right now. So there are so many energy healers and that do different modalities. There's a lot of different range of modalities, and not one is better than the other. But one of the things that I'm noticing with my clients is a lot of them have their own healing tools and skills that they've developed over lifetimes that are awakening. And because they don't see anybody else in their environment that's doing this thing, they don't think that it's normal or it's real or it's true, and they don't know how to trust it. So one of the things that I've been working with my clients is to develop a deeper, richer connection with soul, to receive through soul first, have soul be your teacher, have soul be your guide first. And what that does, because it's very important to understand, one thing that I think has been something that has come along with the spiritual awakening that I think needs to be shifted in my perception, right? In my perception and opinion, and I do see a difference. When I help my clients to tune into their soul first and then have their soul receive nutrients from their soul, right? The soul-aligned nutrients for them, and then ask the soul to make the heart-conscious connection to soul-aligned support, whether it be an ascended master, an archangel, a star being. There is a much richer connection. There is, because what you're saying, you're signaling to your own system, soul first, I want to receive through soul first. And when we don't do that, that's actually, in a way, shaping our energy in not enoughness or unworthiness, because we're not receiving the nutrients, the guidance, the teachings, the wisdom, the love from our own soul first. So this, for me, is one of the first foundational things to offer my clients. And so I do that, and then what happens is very quickly they start to move beyond whatever energy healing modality they've been working with, or start to see different things about it that they have never seen before, beyond what they have learned from another person. So what's happening is, because we're having this big awakening, and because really spirituality has been suppressed. When you think about it, we're having this awakening because religion has been the dominant expression of spirituality for a long time, or the more accepted. And now we're having awakening of spiritual energies that we have not been able to sense or perceive, or were even available to us before. So this allows us to receive more based on that, and to really develop as a healer. And I think it's very important to understand that just because energy healing is not mainstream, we don't have to prove ourselves, right? We don't have to utilize our vital life force energy in trying to prove what we can do. We just have to maintain this very aligned position that that states, right, that we know this work works, and we're not here to, we're not going to utilize our energy to try to convert people, right? It's like trying to convert someone to a religion. We don't need that. The proof is in the receiving, and it's in, you know, the testimonials, and it's in your own experience with the energy healing that is more important than proving it to someone or trying to speak to people who aren't really your people. But there are a lot of people out there who are interested in energy healing, who are energy healing enthusiasts, who know they feel better after receiving energy healing. And so even as if you're a coach, adding energy healing into your coaching practice is amazing, because energy healing can shift the subconscious very quickly, because we don't have to reach into our mind to try to find a solution. And yes, the solution is not in our mind, right? It's actually not there, because our mind only knows what it knows, until we get a more mind until the mind becomes more directed by the alchemical marriage of the heart and soul. Okay, so with that being said, what I have noticed and what I have been tuning into as a channel, because I channel a lot of energy healing and I channel a lot of different consciousnesses, is that Chiron came on the scene on the scene in astrology in the 70s. But Chiron is that consciousness is an interdimensional healer. So I'm not going to go into the myth of Chiron, because we have a lot of people hear that Chiron is the wounded healer, but we have to understand that Chiron is an ascension key for us to move from the wounds, right, to transcend our wounds into our wisdom. So basically, Chiron is here for ascension. It's here to help you. So this is the way that, if I can simply state this, we form in the womb, right, of our mother, and we can take on generational energies, ancestral energies, environmental energies in that forming in the womb. And when we do that, our internal sensing antenna for energy gets developed. And in the body, it follows, right, that directive. It follows what was sensed in the womb, right? So in some ways, our initial wounding is not even something we have words for as adults, because the body's being formed in the womb and the wound without language, right? No way to perceive what this is. There's a lot of emotions going on down there. So if you've joined, say hi, introduce yourself, because I really want to start sharing this. And so here we go. So what happens is we also have our soul, right? So the soul, when we take our first breath, we breathe in the light of the soul and the blueprint of the soul, and we spend our lives trying to be more conscious of our soul and expressive of our soul, and what I call like our stellar soul potential, because I created Stellar Soul University. And when we can be conscious of that, we can start to bring through this energy healing that we were shaped and born to do. Like you have, I believe each one of you, every single person, has their own brand of energy healing. How about that? So what I'm going to do is start to transmit Chiron light technologies to help you really transform this wound, right, into and come into the wisdom. So this is a big ascension key that I'm offering for everyone. Hi, Nicole. Oh, I'm good. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, Allison and Shelly. So, and I don't know who else is here. So, Marita, hi. So I'm going to begin I'm going to grab the transmission now. So let me grab that. I'm going to begin to transmit Chiron light technologies to everyone who's here live or watching the replay. If you do not want to receive them, you can just internally say no, and you won't, because I honor free will. But if you want to receive them, please feel free, and just tune into your body and your breath and notice what you are receiving. Notice the gentle shifts. Notice the energy movement within you and around you. And I'll be silent for a few moments to just get you to feel that strong connection with the Chiron light technologies. So once you start to receive them, if you feel free to share in the comments below what you are sensing and noticing in your own energy. And I'm just going to share a little bit what I'm understanding from the Chiron consciousness, which is that that there's this appreciation, right, for your presence, number one. An appreciation for your presence with yourself and for your commitment to really embodying your best self. And oh, Allison felt chills. Thank you, Allison. And for being, and what this requires, like Chiron was saying, that this journey requires a lot of compassion for the self. So Chiron, and there are actually a whole, now Chiron is not, people see him as a centaur, but he's not really a centaur. And I don't want to talk about his myth right now. I'll talk about it another time. But he doesn't fit in with the centaurs, and he doesn't fit in with the humans. So his first wound is the wound of rejection, because his mother rejected him when he was born upon seeing him. So he was raised by other people. So we can see that a lot of the wounding that we go through is a lot of wounding of feeling rejected. Oh, Nicole said feeling tingling in the upper body. Beautiful. So there are, besides Chiron, so Chiron is a very unique consciousness, but there are also centaurs, and those centaurs actually have, just like Chiron, have asteroids. And so one of the reasons that this is an alignment for me to share is because I have a lot of Sagittarius centaur connection, and because I'm an energy healer, and I'm very interested and very passionate about helping energy healers really embody their full worth and understand that they're the future of medicine now. And if you can know that and take that into your system, then you operate in a different way through your business as an energy healer. And you operate through that full worth consciousness. So the transmission is, it's basically like turning up the volume a little bit. So you might feel it a little stronger or a little bit differently right now. And and so I'm just listening to Chiron, which is there are, our bodies are earth. I mean, the physical form of our bodies themselves are very connected to the earth. And of course, earth is ascending and transcending, and so are we together. And what's happening now within the transmission is to help you feel the most exalted energy of the earth, as if, to feel that, it's almost like beyond goddess energy, but it's very exalted. It's very, very coherent and very directed, so that you can feel that once you tune into that, because then you can feel that in your own earth, your own body. And one of the reasons why this is important is because we have a lot of mixed messaging coming towards us about the earth. Now, it's not to say we should not treat the earth well or the planet well, but we have a lot of mixed messaging that talks about the earth as a victim. And part of the reason we have that is so that we see ourselves as a victim. And so if we can tune in and feel the most exalted energy of the earth, you can feel it in your own body that it feels the same way. Because there is a strong connection between our physicality, how we're physically formed, and the earth. And there's a little bit of this going into the meridian system as well. And I just want to say I'm very grateful for all of you who are here live and watching the replay, and so grateful for Chiron and all the spiritual energy supporting all of us here. Yeah. So if anyone else cares to share what they're experiencing, please feel free. I love the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. So I'm just allowing the transmission to run, just so you can feel it without me speaking. And just so you know, I said I'm going to stop talking. This is the first time I'm transmitting these to any other people. This is the first live transmission of the Chiron light technologies to any other people besides myself. So thank you for being the first physical anchors of the Chiron light technologies on the planet. So if there's anything that you feel you need support with, you can state that and basically have that intention that, sometimes we, this is what I want to say. We're so, in a way, focused on serving. We're focused on our outer environment. We're focused on other people, especially if you're a parent. And we forget to ask for what we need. And so let's say you might struggle with fear or anxiety or depression or anger, or worry, any of these things, like emotional things. You can just ask for the light technology to focus a bit in that area, so that you can, again, so it's like everything that Chiron represents is this ascension or transcendent process or processing, so that we don't have to chase our tail through the pattern. We can transcend it. We can go, oh, I understand why this is going on. I can clearly see it now, without having to, again, run around trying to find it. I got like all the range of emotions. I got the anger, the sad, what's happening. Those are all the emotions. Yes, okay, I got it now. I'm like, are you mad at me? No, it's the emotions. If you need to heal your relationship with emojis, then that's get to run. If you don't know, I have a sense of humor. There we go. Good. So now what's happening is this is starting to wind down, this transmission, starting to slow down and wind down. And I'm just really receiving the love and gratitude from Chiron in my heart, and extending it back to that consciousness, as well as to all of you. So if you have any questions, um, about this or about any of the universal light technologies, which is the modality that it's basically that's my energy healing modality, then please feel free to tag me in the comments below. And I am right now. I'm working with. I'm doing. We started already today, but you can still join if you want. A money liberation technologies. It's a free call. We had the first call today. You'll get the recording, and then there's a call tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you go to my personal page, you can see a link for that. And again, if something bubbles up right from this transmission that you want to share, you can tag me in the comments below. And I'm just really overjoyed to share these and to start to get them bubbling through the collective. So if you know anyone who needs some healing, needs some Chiron light technologies, you can refer them to me or just refer them to this live. So lots of love to you all. Lots of love and aloha. I live in Kauai, if you didn't know, to you all, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.